All right, let me just get into this for all the people that are like contacting me, like, no, you don't understand Taylor Swift. That's huge coming to AMC. I'm like, I don't even know any of this bitch's songs, like for real. She might be a nice lady, but at the end of the day, it's like, why do people assault me with emails with Taylor Swift? Like, I don't even know anything that chick's done. But that's besides the point. Look, here we begin. One, people like, Lou, but the reverse split, all it did was, they did the conversion, but it's the same thing. I'm like, yeah, if you're looking at it at a regular stock play, I agree with you. But there's a little bit of a problem. This wasn't a regular reverse split. I think there's some YouTube channels out there talking about like, it's not that bad, you kind of did a change and, you had X amount of shares, but you have the same dollar amount. Look, motherfucker, we were in this thing for a squeeze. They didn't have shares. We had all the shares. They wanted dilution. We didn't want it. So in the process of it, they rigged the vote because sure as hell, I'm sure I could find more people on my own that said no than they can show me that said yes. But nonetheless, it turned around and now they voted themselves up to 550 million shares, new shares. So I just want to put something out there. If popcorn was tomorrow to say, and listen to me, you fucking sweater wearing motherfucker. If you were tomorrow to say, I am locking up those shares for 1 year. We are financially doing well. We have revenue coming in. We've negotiated our debt. Our debt doesn't mature until 2026. To 2026. Right now, we're good. We're locking those shares and we will not drop those shares until, obviously. Then you would have vaporization of the shorts. Okay? Because the reality would be like, what do you mean? Shares ain't coming? And there ain't no more ape to use against AMC? I'm smart. I could have been around for a long time. Let's just say that. Then it would be great. But see, this reverse split, it reorganized your shares. Now you have less shares than you had before, same dollar amount. But the problem with that is, they gifted themselves a bunch of shares that we as the retail majority shareholder didn't want the company to have because the company is hell-bent on dilution when it doesn't need to. It doesn't need, we need to have it in case of emergency. Great. Lock it up for 1 year or in the event of an emergency. Do you know of an emergency coming? Okay? So at the end of the day, when you call AMC's reverse split, it's just, that's no big deal. It's just a changeover. It's the same thing. That's not the problem. The problem was we didn't want the company to have a bunch of shares hanging over our head that they would dump, just like they did on June 2nd. Just like when they created Ape out of nowhere. But we apparently voted yes for it. I don't remember that one. You have to understand that's my take on it. So people are gonna look at it differently. Like, no, AMC people they're really emotional and all this stuff. No, it's real simple. This wasn't a regular reverse split. This was something that don't even get me started. What happened to the people that held Ape? Yeah, they didn't even get to vote on this thing. That's totally fucked up. Because think about that one. Like, they bought into Ape. And all of a sudden it's like, well, now we're at the A, whatever. The company did what they did. But giving the company those shares, which obviously we all know they're going to be dumped, the company's done nothing but dilution whenever they've had shares. So the idea that this is just a normal reverse split, yeah, that doesn't float with me. Because I think people are overlooking the one simple the major thing that happened in this entire reverse split, getting rid of Ape / some whatever is, they got shares now, which is not what we wanted. Oh, if I was a CEO, which I would never, fuck that. But if I was a CEO, I would say right now, I will lock up those shares. They will not be distributed. And before I do, I will take a actual public vote with the shareholders. I will make the case and explain to them what is the emergency that we have and why we need to dilute. And I will show the books and show exactly where the money is needed. Now, if something like that happened, AMC would just be gone to the moon. Everybody that's shorted will be closing positions. But that ain't happening. That's why I'm trying to tell people this reverse split was different because it was the dilution. That's why I did the video from before. We're close to a run right now. We're close to a run because there's no new shares on the street for them yet. So I think people need to like get that in their head. You know, the changeover that happened, okay, you have less shares, but they're worth more. I get it. The stock will have to go super high in order for you to obviously, you know, make those numbers. You prefer to have more shares that go high, obviously. But let's just say at the end of the day, some people go, but it's the same thing. Okay, whatever. But what isn't the same thing, you got to keep in the back of your head or in front of your face, is that the company that dilutes, the company that gave sold shares directly over to the other side, scratch all this. The company didn't have to do any of this, including this lawsuit. All they had to do was 2, 3, or 4 times put out a special offering for shares, sell the shares at a higher price. They would have still gotten their shares. They would have helped the stock. They didn't have to dilute this. You know, AMC is a weird situation because on one side, they still don't have the shares they need because they haven't dropped yet. Obviously, Popcorn and Co., they're waiting for a certain price in order to do what they're going to do. That being said, the one thing that they were using was Ape. But now even Antera don't even got, I mean, they got nothing. What the entire short and the brokers, everybody who's been nefarious with this, and the shorts haven't even been nefarious except the ones that are going naked. The brokers, the ones that did the I gotchas, they're the ones that are suspect in this even more than everybody else. Because popcorn is popcorn. The brokers, that's a different story. Nobody's been watching what they're doing. I was the first one that started talking about the brokers doing, I got you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'll fill that order. Don't worry about it. Hey, you're going to hold to the moon? No problem. Don't give him his fucking shares. Remember, I'm the guy that exposed that world of the brokers not fulfilling orders, but giving you a digital confirmation in an email. Hey, congratulations, you're a shareholder. They're all waiting for those shares to drop. And right now, we're seeing things like accounts being locked out. We're seeing things like, you know, getting wash sale notices. Like, well, for what? Long-term holders getting wash sale notices? Like, that only happens when you buy a new stock and you try to sell it off at a loss. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. Are the brokers? Did the brokers sell my shares to buy it back at a different price? And there's no way knowing. Nobody watches that. It's one of the reasons why the stock market is doomed. Too many cast of characters in the stock market. That's one of the reasons why I can guarantee you everybody's going to go to crypto one way or another. Because at the end of the day, you're buying coins from an exchange, you're putting it on your wallet, and at the end of the day, done. Nobody's involved. Nobody's involved. Not Wall Street. Oh, no. Wall Street is you, that tech broker that you got on your phone. There's the broker that they're connected to on the street that has it direct to the exchange. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go before that one. The market maker. Do you even understand for your order to get filled how many channels? That's why they give them 3 days. 3 fucking days, not for nothing. It shouldn't be that way. Why is when you buy crypto, you just download it. I'm sorry, if you're going to speculate on something, I'll definitely go towards crypto. But anyway, getting back to AMC. You got 550 million shares out there. That's the problem I have with this reverse split. It wasn't that. Stop calling it a reverse split. Stop. Just call it for what it is. It is a mass pending dilution of AMC stock. Forget about your portfolio. Forget about what it looks like, the amount of shares you have. Forget about it. What it is a mass pending dilution. Popcorn could do one good thing for everybody and say, I'm going to lock them out. We ain't touching them. They're restricted. Only for an emergency. Financially, we're doing good. We got 600 something million on the books. We're good to go. If he comes out publicly and doesn't touch them all the way down, there you go. Then he can turn around and save this for the retail shareholders. Even I'll buy you a fucking sweater, you miserable fuck. Anyway, you have to understand, they on the other side, they do what they do, and I get it. People, Wall Street's made up of a lot of interesting characters. Let's just leave it like that. Popcorn's an interesting species. Same thing with the board of AMC. That's like a sub-variant. That's like a creature that grows out of the street, grows out of the dark side of the street. Let's face it, CEOs are put into places where there's major funds that hold all the shares, whatever. They think differently. They take care of their own. They go golfing with their own. They vacation with their own. That's their world. We're not their people. So I understand that, the way they see things. You got the people that work on Wall Street. Those people ain't bad. Those people ain't bad at all. Hedge fund managers, they're not bad. They're just trying to make a buck. There's a lot of them that are cool people. You could actually go hang out with them. But then you start going into that world that starts to conspire with a cast of characters against innocent, inexperienced investors. Those are the ones. That's what we got in this play. I love apes. We're going to pounce. I'm old. I had to sell the shares. Understand, this was a cleanup operation. And the reality is, it was all to get the additional shares. That's it. Nothing else. You don't even have to go into any great detail about it. It's just like, okay, wait a minute. I got the same amount of dollar value of the shares. That's not like the greatest thing for a short squeeze, because the more shares that you have, the better. They shrank it down. But what's the sense of shrinking it down in order to once again replace all those stocks out there? Just do a mass dilution. That's why. So other people are contacting me about Taylor Swift and off. A fucking family probably invented Crocs for all I know. All I can say is a pending dilution, a massive one. could be as equal as the float. So or more for that matter, because after everything was anyway. That's my take on it. I don't care about the reverse split. It did affect this in the capacity. You have less shares, same dollar amount, yada yada. I get it. But it's the dilution. The dilution was everything. The pending dilution that's coming. So I hope that puts that bird to fly and just get out of the nest. It's not the reverse split. It's the pending dilution. Are we poised to have a run? Of course we are. A run, not a Moass. Because remember, he has the shares. And you think that him and the company are going to allow their people to get vaporized? No. But a run they could definitely have, because a run will benefit them to dump stocks and make money. So just understand, this is no longer the AMC Moass. This is the pending AMC run. So, all right, I got to do some X-Force videos, some little things I need to talk about. And that's it. Giant hugs.